Hey moms at Mother's Rock and anyone else who tunes in. I'm going to try and do a quick video about happiness and it is actually a fairly controversial subject. And by the way, I tried to do this yesterday on Facebook Live, but I think the internet made it difficult to watch, so you may have already seen this, but this is better, hopefully. So yeah, happiness. Basically, you don't have a right to be happy. That is the controversial subject. I don't have a right to be happy. You don't have a right to be happy. When we say a right to be happy, and we might not say that, but we feel it, like the feeling of like, I should be happy, I should be, particularly as a mom. You've got your children, and you've got your babies, they've been born, they're healthy enough, and you're going through the motions of being a mother, and it's possibly what you wanted since you're a little girl. Maybe not, but you feel like you're lucky and you should feel happy, but you don't necessarily always feel it. The problem with that should is that it means you think you have a right to it. And the intention and the language behind a right to be happy is that it means that someone else has a duty to provide it. So in legal terms, rights are coupled with duties. So that feeling of like, I should be happy, but I'm not, is actually you, one, expecting that it will be provided for you somehow by magic, that you have a right. And it's a bit confusing because as children, in a way they do have a right to be happy, but no one's providing happiness for them. But we do, as adults, have a duty to provide a good enough environment for children so that hopefully they will feel happy. But you can't force happiness onto a child either. So where am I going with this? So we don't actually have this right to be happy, but we think that we do. And it's probably born of childhood. It's probably born from that thing where you feel that right as a child. And actually, maybe we don't let go, and it's part of a growing up process. So we have to realize that no one else is going to provide this for us. Okay, so I'm not trying to sit here and tell us all that we need to grow up, although some of us do. But the reason I'm talking about it is because the reason that we feel uncomfortable with this is that actually we are preset to be in a sort of fear state. So basically our ancient wiring, our brain, our neurological, our neurobiological settings, which have kept us alive as a species, are set to notice danger and predict danger. Okay, so we've got, pattern predicting abilities in our brain, which mean that we learn about where danger might be. Okay, and that is actually the setting that has kept us alive, kept us surviving as a species. But nowadays, because of that focus, because of our preset focus on danger or fear or threat, we have kind of overwhelmed ourselves as a species, because now with hyper-connected, high technology, here I am chatting to you on Facebook or whatever it is, the information that we're receiving about all the possible threats that are out there is way, way, way bigger than our body is designed to cope with. So, a few 100,000 years ago, I'm not sure, you would have been in a small community, in some sort of tribe, some sort of situation, sorry, historians, and you would have dealt with only the near and present local danger. You only really needed to know about something that might happen to you in the very near vicinity. And not only that, you would have dealt with it within a group of you. Okay, we were sort of mammals, we were in herds. And then as things progressed and got bigger, there was in fact, there were threats from further afield. And so how did we deal with that? Well, that's how we appointed leaders, say kings or queens and that kind of thing. And we gave them a godlike status because we needed to believe that it was being dealt with. Because we are so preset for fear. That's our code. So if you're not sure if this is true, think about the media, think about the focus that we have, the fact that the media is so focused on what threats there are out in the world. I mean, you could even say, why are we such a warmongering species? This could be why. We're looking for threats and responding to them all of the time. Now, it may be that there's an evil conspiracy out there. There may be lots. I don't know. But actually, the biggest reason for there being so much negative and fearful stuff out on the internet, out in the media, out in the news, it's always been that way, is because that's where our focus is. Look at advertising. You know, it's all based on triggering our fear that we haven't got enough, or that we're not good enough, we're not healthy enough, we're not rich enough, we're not beautiful enough. You know, it's all the same thing. So that is our preset design, okay? So if you don't feel happy all the time, it's not because you're a bad person and you're ungrateful and you're terrible. It's because that's the way you're designed. Okay, so when we talk about happiness being like an inside job, it's not like, it's not, you know, this sort of sprinkling on top of the cake, like, oh, I should be happy on top of everything as well. It's not just sort of, oh, think about lovely things and go out and have a nice time and paint your nails and do lovely stuff. Actually, the way I see it is it's the deep work. It's the inner work, which is providing a counterbalance to the overload we have on our systems from our fear-based kind of focus. I hope this is making sense. So, I mean, it's even more exasperated because we now have the internet and we can get access to anything. You know, fear about the climate, fear about the American elections, fear about fracking, fear about all sorts of things that are out there, fear about whether your children are healthy enough, fear about vaccinations, fear about everything. And, you know, it can happen at any time of day or night. You could be frightened about something or worried about something that affects your child today or tomorrow, at the same time as being worried about elections in another country, or, you know, situations happening on the other side of the globe, like, you know. And although those things are potentially real, they're affecting your body in a way that your body is not yet designed to cope with. And so it makes sense to catch up with our modern day culture. We need to do some serious counterbalancing act to get some happiness vibes in as well. And when I say happiness, I guess this could mean whatever it means to you, a bit more peace, a bit more calm, a better sense of contentment or purpose, perhaps a connection to a spiritual life that you feel comfortable with. So happiness can mean lots of different things, but that is inner work. It's not spiritual. It's not, not spiritual. It's not like sprinkling glitter on the top of your life to make it look all sparkly. It's actually finding space to create a different kind of pattern and start strengthening different neural connections in your brain and get different neurotransmitters triggered. So there are ways to do this, and that's things like doing breathing practices, doing meditation practices, but also really simple things like forcing yourself to focus on what went well. Bringing out, you're feeling gratitude for things, and when I say feeling it, it's because thinking about something is one thing, but really like evoking a sense of gratitude in your body can really help. Also, just getting back into your body and playing, like doing exercise or doing yoga or going for a run or getting back in nature, you know, doing those things that let go of this sort of fear mechanism that's going on. It gets you back into now, here, your present moment, because basically most of the time we are now lucky enough to be pretty much safe. Most of the time, if we can let go of what's going out in the outside world just for a few moments and just see what's going on here, you know, usually it's quite quiet, it's quite calm, it's fairly warm and comfortable, we've got food, it's safe, and we need to tell our body that, to bring us out of that kind of panic, constant stress. And you might think, well, I'm not constantly stressed, you know, maybe you're constantly stressed, but I'm not. Well, obviously there's different degrees of it, but I guess the thing is, when you put your head on the pillow at night, do you feel a sense of complete peace? Or do you feel a sense of, phew, I've done that now, and, you know, perhaps I'll just get up and do it all again tomorrow. So yeah, you don't have a right to be happy, but you have, you're allowed, and you should, and you can create better circumstances to feel happier. So more peaceful, more calm, whatever it is for you, so that you can counterbalance it. And it's not just like hippie woo-woo stuff that they do in California. You know, we've got to get over thinking of these things as that, because we are all living in a state of mass information coming at us, and our bodies being affected by that, and our bodies and our minds, you know, it's the same thing. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's the inner work. And of course I am doing a workshop tomorrow based on happiness. So if you're in the local area to me and you've been thinking about coming along to the workshops, tomorrow should be a good one. We're going to do some play stuff, and you know, yeah, play not children's games, but games like that to get us back into our body and have some fun. And we're going to talk about happiness and success and gratitudes and things like that, and how it can help us. And as mothers, this is so vital, because, you know, you need all the energy you've got, and you have got so much to do, you've got so much to give. Your children are looking to you as how to, you know, you're modeling how to navigate this crazy information-led world, and finding some ways to carve out a path for peace, for happiness, for calm, is actually essential stuff. So okay, I hope this was helpful, and come along to the workshop. Okay, bye.